Inkie peeps! It's Del from Inkie Quill and welcome to the final album of 2016 that we're going to flip through. There's been 8 and this is the last one, and it is quite like it's bursting. There's a lot of stuff in this one, so let's jump straight into it. So I'm going to, oh, this could be disastrous. Oh, is it going to stay? Please stay. It's literally bursting at the seams. So this is the end of 2016, October 17th to December 31st. So this is the last school term that I was teaching. It's end of year, it's Christmas time, it's also very pregnant, cranky Adele. And this is when I was battling some kidney issues and sickness as well. So it's all documented in this lovely album, and I was just flipping, because I always flip through them first to check there's no photos of the kids from school. Like, I cover those up. And it's so nice to just flip back and remember the little memories. If you don't do Project Life, I do challenge you to just buy 1 packet of page protectors and just try and do a monthly overview. Even if it's a back and front monthly overview, stick in like tickets to movies that you saw or cards that people gave you, and it just, those little extra elements, as you'll see coming up very soon, by putting them in your album when they happen, it kind of contextualizes them and that gives them a bit more meaning and that makes them a bit more heartfelt. Alright, Adele, 2 minutes in, stop yakking, start showing things. Alrighty, let's see if this lighting's alright. I think it might be able to tweak it on the computer. So we start off, a lot of these are Project Life and actually layout process videos, because I did a lot of these in December and January, like after the fact that they happened, when I was in nesting mode and I was finished work, I was on holidays. I love this. This is one of my really good friends. She wrote a book and she self-published it, and this was a screenshot that I took of her Facebook when she got her first box of published books. I was very excited for her. And over here, I know there's a process video for this one because I did this process video while sitting on the couch while using the stable table because I wasn't feeling too good. We also have a gender reveal video on, I think, all the YouTube channels, I think all 3 of them. If you haven't seen that, it's a cute one. And yeah, I really like this layout. I did keep some of the confetti to put in here, but I lost it. I need to, this year, I really, before the year gets away from me too much, I really want to get ahead and find a way to store my ephemera. I want to set up my albums for 2018. I might do a video on that actually, and show how I'm going to keep the ephemera with the album, because that's what I didn't do last year, and I'm suffering a bit. Then it was World Teacher Day, so I kept some of the cards from some of the kids in my class, as well as other classes that I haven't taught that gave them to me. How cute is that? See, by putting that in the time when I was struggling and was pregnant and feeling pretty bad about myself, I just think that it's just nice to know that there were really happy points in there as well. So I didn't keep all of the cards. I think I've got them in my, I keep a bundle that has all pictures that the kids draw me, and you know, I keep all of that stuff together in a separate one. I love this. I'm very excited to meet your baby next year. Love it. Someone coloured in a bunny for me. I'm like, look, even the kids know that I'm bunny mad. And then, there we go. We've got a little insert. Stealing photos from friends' Facebooks again. That's a retreat that I popped into, a scrapbooking retreat. I love this page. Now look, I know you might be saying, Adele, it's green. How do you love it? I think it's because there's barely any lime green. It's a lot of the darker kind of emerald green. And I just love this photo of my dad and Nellie. There is a process video for this one and this one, I do believe. So we had a Halloween party. We have a Halloween party every second year, and this year's theme was magic. So all of our friends had to come as something magical, and we did lots of, you can't really see, I wish I'd gotten a better photo. Well, there's a couple of photos there, but I did all Harry Potter inspired food and labelled them all, and oh, it was such fun. And see this, if you're wanting to experiment with different layout sizes, this is just a normal plastic page protector that you would put, you know, schoolwork documents in. I bought from the stationery shop, and it's 8.5 by 11. So if you want to try something new in your 12 by 12 albums, it's a great size to go with because you don't have to invest much to get a very cheap pack of page protectors. There's a process video on this one. Here's some of the golden snitches. That's Mr. Camera. There you go. I've got some golden snitches and Gringotts galleons and petrified snakes and chocolate frogs. And it was just a really good time. My favourite part was that I drew in lipstick on the mirror and said the Chamber of Secrets has been opened, enemies of the air beware. And I also put Moaning Myrtle under the toilet so that when you opened up the toilet lid there was Moaning Myrtle staring back at you. Our bestie Rowan borrowed someone's wig. Whose wig was that? Might have been Aaron's wig, because Aaron went as Sirius and he had crazy hair, and our friend Rowan was like a gangster Dumbledore. He had a name for it. What did he call himself? Dumbledizzle. That's what he called himself, like Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dizzle. And so we were taking photos of him with his luscious locks. There's a process video for this one. Now this album, I did notice, I like to look back and see what kind of trend I was doing, or what, not trend, but what was I obsessed with? What did I keep doing over and over again? And something I did over and over again was 2 4x6 photos squished together to make one giant photo on a layout. So see how many times you can see that in this album, because I noticed it a few times. I love this layout. Once again, it's orange. It's a colour I don't really use, but you can't not do a touch of orange at Halloween time. Plus the photo, everyone was wearing quite dark colours. So we had a spider, we had a witch, we were both Professor Trelawney, Dumbledizzle, I think she was a witch, Sirius Black, another witch, and a magician. So we had some good costumes going there. See, what did I tell you? 2 photos squished together. And there is a process video for this, and I know people got cranky because I didn't dot my I's. So I will go back and do this once I've finished this video, but I just did some script lettering. I might actually make that into a printable for February because that's really cute. I forgot that I did that. So there is another one. I really need to use my stash of vellum more as well. Something that I just forget to. This one has a process video, I do know that, and I really enjoyed writing on a dark card with white pen. It's not something I usually do, but I definitely would like to try that again. I love these little shoes that my bestie gave. And then, so I got the wedding invitation for my best, or was it the save the date? It was the save the date. I can uncover that then because doesn't have the address on it, and so I stuck that in there. She's so cute. She used me as the test, like the sample one, and then she gave me both of them because she said she knew that I'd scrapbook one of them. Here's when we had the giant beanbag. If you follow our vlogs on Mr and Mrs Rad YouTube channel from back then, Frida was obsessed with jumping to the top of the beanbag, and a lot of Snapchat things today. So I had IV for my first ever IV, sick in bed all day. Aaron surprised me with the homemade cupcakes. Well, it's just those little moments. You can sometimes think that there's nothing, like your life isn't as exciting enough to warrant doing Project Life, but here I have taken a photo of of my grocery shopping. It's it's the little things, because things have changed now. So here I'm sitting on the couch with Poppet at my feet. Now, we don't do that anymore because the bunnies are in a different room, and at the time it might seem frivolous and like it's not important, but it, you know, life changes and things don't stay the same. I might put something under here, maybe. There we go, that helps a bit of the glare at least. Will my phone help there? Oh, a little bit more. There was another teacher pregnant at school, so we had a joint baby shower, and I love my best friend at school put Archie's name on there because all of the staff knew that we were having Archie and he was going to be called Archie since October, since we had the gender scan and found out that he was a boy. So he was always Archie. And I have to say a funny story. The other teacher that was pregnant at the time, she had her baby in January. I had Archie in March. And she called her son Archie. He's Archibald, but they call him Archie. And I just thought that was funny that we both had Archies. Next up, there is a process video for this one. I know there is, I'm pretty sure there is, because I used numbers. I did something different. I numbered all the photos and then listed them on a journaling card in the middle. So that's something fun you can try. Oh, this was when I was rushed to hospital while I was at school because I was in excruciating pain and they wanted to check Bub was okay. So that wasn't fun at all. We did a scrap stream. So here's Ben and I in the stream, and a photo, I have to love it. This, if you're an old school Inkie Quiller and you've been around for the scrap streams, and you know Ben, there was like all these people have said Ben. I think you should name the baby Ben, and then someone goes, sorry, who is Ben? So Ben's our best friend, and he seems to always pop in when we do live streams. So that was funny. And then this was exciting. So this is Spotlight, which I've said before is our craft store chain here in Australia. And they sent me some goodies and I designed some cards for them. And some bunting. I don't know if you can see it very well. And then I did another project for them later on coming. So I just kept the page of the brochure and just slipped it in. And did I put it on? I didn't even put it on pattern paper or anything because it's a bit small. I just shoved it in there. There is a process video on this one. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I was feeling the monochromatic like a lot with this album. There's a lot of layouts that are just kind of one colour, like the green one. There's the orange one. This one's the aquas. It's interesting to look back at these things. A little Project Life page. I'm pretty sure this would have just been a 9x12. Oh no, this is a design A. So this was the normal. Oh, we've gone very bright. I'm sorry about that. This camera likes to pick up on the light. So this was a design A, which I have used the fuse tool on, which is breaking apart. I have a love-hate relationship with the fuse tool. I do want to film a video over here for Patreon putting Happy Mail in my Happy Mail binder, and I'll talk more about the fuse tool when I do that one. This is when I released the Get Kitted online class that I did, which if you don't know, it's on inkiequill.com, and I took a screenshot of it going live, and it had my banking details, so I covered that up, my PayPal details, sorry. And then there's a little process video on this one from memory. It's a wedding board that I made for someone. It's my favourite one that I've ever done, and I wish that I'd done one for me too. Not that I need a wedding board anywhere, but I would like to replicate those flowers again. I'll see if I can try. Aaron started his new job, which is ironic that I'm flipping through the album as I do this, because he quite possibly may be accepting a new job today, which is exciting. More news on that in the vlogs when he signs the contract, which I think is coming through today. Next up, this is a layout that I love, and it was so easy to do. I feel a bit bad because it was so easy to do, and it had lots of great feedback on the process video, and it really was very simple. I just did some watercolor brush strokes, doily, and then just stuck a whole lot of circles. This was a great way to use up some of those giant enamel dots. I'm definitely going to scrap lift this and do it again because I really enjoyed it. Next up, we've got a little bump photo. I did enjoy this one as well because I think it felt a bit eclectic with all of the different colours of embellishments here. I know it looks like they're only pink and blue, and they are kind of only pink and blue, but they're all different shades and they go with the photo. And then I put some journaling on a tag behind there. Next up, this has a process video. I did a lot of process videos from this album. We rearranged the craft room and the bunnies weren't fans of that. And then this one has a process video too, which is that's fun. I texted Aaron a to-do list, and it said check hernias and buns for water. I left another typo, Hermes, gotta check those hernias. I meant the hermit crabs, we called them Hermes. And so instead of saying check Hermes and buns for water, I put hernias. And you know, it's those little moments in life that we giggle at in the future. So believe me, your life's not boring enough that you can't fill up a double page every month. You can find silly things to put in there. This was Aaron's birthday. Yep, Aaron's birthday's in here. And I put in one of his losing scratchy tickets that I thought would be fun, like in 10 years time, 20 years time, to see if they're similar or different. I've got a little one here. Oh, this, I can take this off now, because while I was working in this album, I was worried that I was going to accidentally let Archie's name slip to all of you guys on the YouTube land, and so I covered up every time that I wrote Archie in here. This has kids from school hiding under here. We got our new camera. A lot of people ask me about this. I use a Canon G7X Mark II, and I think it's a great camera for process videos because it has a flip screen that you can flip up like I'm looking in right now, so I can sit down and do stuff and also look at what I'm doing, if that makes sense. It's a process video for this one. It was our 3-year wedding anniversary, and then put in a little card that I got from my prac student. This one has a process video. This is one of my favourite Project Life pages that I've done, and I don't know why. I think it's a mix between the colours and I don't know, it's just they're silly cute photos, and it's not too busy, but it is busy. I love the fonts. So there's like the really bold font of the ticket that we went to, and then there's the cursive and this big turquoise that matches the turquoise in here and the turquoise in there. I don't know, I love this page. There is a process video for that. And then here's another one. Oh God, I used to think that bump was so big at this point in time. Little did I know, almost 42 weeks later, how big it would get. And then it was my best friend's birthday, so I did a photo collage and did some of our photos from school and all the years we've been friends, and put that in here. I also got my first real traveller's notebook and put the packaging in. So you can put packaging in if there's new supplies that you get that you're really excited about. You can always put those in. This layout was made using the same, I think it was a Grab 5, using the same supplies as that other one that had all the circles down the side. I'm actually just going to pause my camera and restart it because I don't want it to cut me off. Alright, we're back in it. Yes, this was using the same Grab 5 supplies, so there is a process video for this, and it's 8.5 by 11, just in a normal school plastic page protector. This was the mini album that I made for Spotlight. I kind of wish that they could send it back, but they didn't, so it probably went in the bin, which is a real shame. But that's what happens when you do things with companies. The kids in my class threw me a baby shower, so I took a photo of that. And here's our tree. Aaron's little brother finished primary school, so that was exciting. Lots of bunny snuggles here because school was almost finished and I was over it. I got my hair cut, so here's the before. It wasn't too long. I used to have my hair down to mid-thigh, so this isn't long, but I got it cut right up to my, like it was just above my, it was just hanging on my shoulders, I think. So that's that. This was practice for our school Christmas concert, and I blocked it out because it's got the kids in it. My mum and I went and got our hair cut at the same time at the same place. So I love that photo of the two of us. I love that photo. And there is a process video for this where I show how I use gelatos. So if you're having trouble with gelatos, look for Inkie Quill new hair on YouTube and it'll pop up. This was a very layout. It's not one of my favorites. I think the pink is just too intense for me, but it's in here. We work with it. We keep flipping. Next up, this was the last week of school. So I made all of the kids their own ornaments. So I painted all of these letters with like 3 coats of white paint, I think it was. And then I brush script their names on them, super glued, tied some bows and super glued the bows onto the top. So that was for all the kids in my class. It's my old classroom, my bestie. I taught kindy with her for 3 years, and then I got moved to year 2 and it was the worst year of my teaching life. And then this was me just celebrating my last day in the classroom, and I just love that it says celebrating tomorrow. That's a wrap, because it was a wrap. And then see, it's the tiny moments. This was a bunch of Dutch carrots that we bought for the bunnies, and the tops of them, oh, we've gone too bright again. We've gone too bright. There we go. The tops of the carrots were, no joke, about 2 foot long. They were so long. Aaron's got them kind of curved around here, but they were the longest carrot tops I've ever seen, and the bunnies were extremely happy because that's their favourite part. Then we've got some more Project Life. I went up to her farm and saw her new little foal, which was exciting. I got horribly sunburnt. Only a ranger, which is, I think, Australian. I think that's what we call. But ranger is another term for redhead, because ranger comes from orangutan, and orangutans are orange, and my hair is orange. So ranger is an Aussie term for redhead. It can be a bit derogative. It can be a bit mean sometimes, but I embrace it. I said, only a ranger can get horribly sunburnt on a 19°C cloudy day with limited time in the sun. Yep, story of my life. Got a beautiful Christmas card from the lady that was in the photo before. Got my school staff Christmas party invitation in here because I knew it was my last one. I've got the thank you card from my school, and then my kindy co-worker teacher did this beautiful bunting for me and held it up at the Christmas party, and we both cried our eyes out while she read all of these beautiful things about what she thinks of me and what everyone thinks of me. And it was just, it was so beautiful. It was so heartfelt, and so they had to definitely go in there. I just took them off the string and put them just all in together. And then we're coming up to the end of the year. Photo from the staff Christmas party. It's not, our Christmas parties aren't wild. We're a bunch of, well, everyone else is a bunch of middle-aged Catholic primary school teachers. We're not that wild, but I just covered it up because I don't know if they want their photos on the internet. Oh, I can uncover that one. So this is an ornament that my bestie Karen gave to me before Christmas, and it's got Adele, Aaron and Archer. I love it. And then, what are we up to? When is this? this must be, so this is the week before Christmas. Christmas is on the Sunday. And I've written here, goodbye full-time work, hello Christmas. So there's a photo I stole from Aaron's brother's Instagram. Waiting for Christmas morning, be like. It's a very miserable looking poppet. Frida jumped on top of the dining table, and luckily I had all the presents wrapped and in piles here. She only ate the gift tags, so that was very lucky. She's cheeky like that. And then this was really fun. Oh, lighting, stop being silly. There's a setting that I think I need to change, but I'll do it after this video. On Christmas Eve, usually we have like family things that we have to go to, but this year Aaron and I went out for a date together, which was really nice because we knew that our time was getting limited as to the ease. We can still go on date nights together, but just the ease of going on a date night, deciding and then heading out of the house 10 minutes later. It's not quite that easy these days. And there's a vlog on this on our vlog channel. So I took some photos. I really like this page as well. I think the thing I like about this page is the different types of photos. So there's a nice, really clear photo of the two of us, and then there's the food, and then the beach, and then the outlook from the restaurant, and the Christmas trees, just cut in black and white. Yeah, I really like it. And then let's change this lighting situation again. And then this was the start of our Christmas Eve celebrations. Always start on Christmas Eve. So we caught up with our friends. I did something naughty. So usually I'm a stickler for getting things in chronological order, but I had this one photo from when we caught up with our friends on Christmas Eve before we went on our date, and I didn't want to use a different page protector, so I just sneakily stuck it in behind it. So it's okay to break the rules sometimes. There are no rules. And then this is Christmas morning. We had breakfast with, we usually have breakfast with Aaron's mum and brothers, so that was that. And then the pictures with them, there's a process video for this one. And then we do Christmas, what did we do this year? We must have done Christmas lunch with Aaron's stepdad and brothers. I love this one as well. See the two photos joined together. And then we went to my parents for Christmas drinks and nibbles, or dinner maybe. We did 3 Christmases in one day. And I love, this means a lot to me. I think especially now because we all almost just lost my nan. But it says, to Adele, these are for your tootsies if you can still see them. And she got me a pair of slippers. And that's really precious. It's got her handwriting on it. And it just kind of sums up that it's so appropriate for this time of year, like this time of my life, that I couldn't see my toes because my belly was so big. So I can't stress enough to keep those handwritten notes that people give to you, or even things as simple as like shopping lists or to-do lists that your partner or another family member might write out. Letters in the mail, if someone's written your address on it, just keep it. You don't have to keep everyone. We'd have way more albums to go through if I kept everything, but I think it's nice just to keep these little bits and pieces just to kind of give a bit more context to the year other than just photos. So here's some photos of the Christmas presents that we got, and I call my mum and dad Mama and Dada, and so I kept to Adele with all of our love, Mama and Dada. And then Aaron, my parents bought Aaron this Lego set because it's not Christmas in our house without Lego, even when we're approaching 30. And this Lego man was called Aaron, so they had to get him. So I had to put that in there, and I haven't even done anything on the back. It's just as is. Here's a layout of my family, and then we saw Aaron's dad's. We've got a lot of families, if you haven't noticed that already. We've got, so Aaron's mum and dad had Aaron, and then they split up, and Aaron's mum and stepdad have 2 brothers, well, they have 2 boys, but they have recently split up in the last, since Aaron and I have been together. So we have 4 families, 4 grandparents, 4 sets of grandparents to see. So Christmas is always busy, but this again, 2 4x6 photos smushed together. I'm actually teaching this layout at a retreat that I'm going to in 2 weeks' time. If you're a Sydney, Newcastle, Central Coast person, it's called the Scrapbooking from Scratch retreat. It's their TLC retreat, and it's on February, I should know this, I think it's 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, I think. Still spots if you'd like to come along. Bit of a plug there. Then I've got a Christmas card. Who's this Christmas card from? It's from our friends. And then the final page, picture with my Nana. And I know this will probably fade and I should copy it, but we should do a lot of things in life. And then this is the final page, putting our bed together on the New Year's Eve. So that's it for 2016 albums. Next up, I have the wedding albums to show you, which, I'm excited. I do have to finish them though, so I am thinking after this of kind of filming a let's work together in my wedding album kind of video. So if I do film that, stay tuned because it will come out in the next couple of weeks. But I hope you've enjoyed looking through my Project Life albums. I hope it's given you some ideas and some inspiration. Let me know in the comments down below if you do Project Life or pocket pages of any sort, even if you just use them for special events and that type of thing, or extra photos. What do you like most about the pocket system? What's your favorite thing? For me, I really like them because I'm able to scrapbook. See, that's a special nice photo. This is a photo of a cot and a photo of a bush. They're not photos that I would typically make a whole layout about, so that's what I like about the pocket pages, that it gives me an opportunity to scrapbook not the less important, but the, you know, having some band-aids on my arm. Like, that sounds like less important than it really is, but you know, the little moments like Poppet eating the groceries, or the booties. I'm not going to make a whole layout about the booties that my friend bought, or moaning myrtle under our toilet lid. Like they're the little things that we don't have the time to. Well, if you do have the time to make entire layouts for every photo in this album, I congratulate you. But most of us don't have the time to make that many layouts. So I think that's what I really like about it. And I also really like that when I've got a particular photo that I want to focus on from an event, so for example, like Halloween, I'm able to choose one main photo to focus on for a layout and then put all the others in a pocket page. A lot of people question why I do a lot of single photo layouts, which I do, but I also, there's another one, but I also don't. I also do a lot of multiple, you know, photo layouts. I think I've progressed more as I've been scrapbooking. But I really do use my layouts to showcase like my favorite photo and kind of give it a bit of a center of attention and highlight it a bit more. And then the pocket pages, which are right next to it, are a great way to do multiple photos, because I would find it difficult to do a layout that, for example, how many photos are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would find it more difficult to try and fit 9 photos onto a 9x12 or an 8.5x11 size. That would be a lot harder for me than just putting them in the pockets. It's just a lot easier to document my photos. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your favorite part of pocket scrapbooking is, and if you don't do pocket scrapbooking, if you may be considering giving it a go in 2018. Please don't think you need to start at the start of the year. I started in 2013 in August. There's no time like the present. You don't even have to be, you know, you can start halfway through a week. It doesn't matter. But I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I'm off to film some more videos for you today while Archie's not home, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!